And I love it's a piece of uniqueness about what you're creating that we often don't see women who look like us doing what you're doing.
Right.
So how do you find your way there? How is it feeling? How are you finding communities? Talk me through the hows.
Yeah, thank you for that. Because you're right. Like, we don't, even as we aspire to these spaces, it is tough when you don't see a Black woman with natural hair keeping her Southern twang, but still saying, I'm disrupting in ways that not even white men are doing, right? And so I'd say the first piece of the how for me was me starting off as a banker, structuring multi-billion-dollar loans for large tech companies, right? So I got to do deals for tech companies that were having high school dropouts or people who didn't even go to, not high school dropouts, college dropouts, or people who didn't go to college at all, have these cool ideas, and we would give them billions of dollars to test it, period. Right? And for all of them, the edge was their ability to scale. Right? It was how do we increase our customers without increasing our overhead expenses, right? How do we increase our geographic reach without increasing the number of offices we have to buy? And so that was my first fascination into the world of tech, right? Just thinking about how we do more with less, because I was very reminiscent of what I saw my big mama do, what I saw my mama do. That's what we do, right? And then becoming an entrepreneur in 2020, I ran into the roadblocks of scale, the ceilings of scale, right? So it was, okay, I can do one-on-one coaching, but it's 24 hours in a day. Okay, let me do group coaching. But after a certain number of seats, the intimacy leaves, right? And then, okay, I can do summits, right? I can have and shout out to the Webbies for nominating us in 2024 for our Blaze Summit. We're so happy about that. But I can do summits, right? But after that high on that 5-day experience, and people have to go inside of their regular experiences for 51 weeks out of the year, then what? But we can't do a summit 52 weeks out of the year. And so it's quite honestly been me running into these ceilings and asking the question, well, how else, right? Like, what else? And disrupting myself, disrupting ways. And so we landed in a solution where this is the Blaze Virtual Summit experience 24/7, 365. And we're using AI. We call her B. That's our business advisor's name. Engineering her with Big Mama's intelligence, because you no longer need Casey on the stage giving you feedback, right? You no longer need to wait for office hours for somebody to show up on the other end. Like, women are having 3 a.m. conversations, Dr. Kristian, saying, like, I'm feeling depression from business rejection. And B is able to say, hold up, sis, like, reframe it now. Like, how else do you learn without XYZ, right? What therapists can you find on Black girls, therapy for Black girls, and giving out that URL? And don't forget about the community. Go over to the community, right? And so it was just me being fascinated with this thought around infinite scale with very, very little input.